What's that doing on the track?
Who let the dogs out?
We've got a lunatic on the track.
I have one for one. Just one hypothetical one is one, the Wonder Kid, the rising number one of Formula One. One wonders, should one only win one Formula One year? Would one want to have won that one in round one?
But one of them would be in round one.
I'm not trying at all to spin a yarn, one, but just wish you the best if we can all just stay calm. One, just on your car, we wouldn't wish any harm on you or the car, but is that the way you approach your Formula One racing?
Yeah, it's no comment. Leave it there.
Lewis Hamilton then will lead them away for a formation lap and then a standing start after the red flag. But the trouble is, Nico, how long are those intermediate tyres going to last now the track is drying up so fast?
It's completely drying.
Is he going to dive into the pit lane? No, he's not, but Esteban Ocon is. Hamilton's going to be the only one who's going to start this race. It's going to be lights out and away we go for Lewis Hamilton only. Now, he can race full blast down towards turn one. There's nobody behind him, and through he goes. But out now, into the race comes the Williams of George Russell, who is up in a second place.
Red flag again, guys.
Oh, it's a dog on the track again.
Yeah, I just saw, I don't know if it was a dog.
They're heading for the barrier, though. That's a well-trained dog.
Well, he's not a well-trained dog, so he shouldn't have been in there in the first place.
But yes, okay, I see your point.
He's trying to make the best of a bad job, is what you mean.
Who let the dogs out?
Looks like we've got a loose dog on track.
Hope it's not Roscoe.
Brambilla was so surprised to see the checkered flag that he half spun as he crossed the line and bounced off the Armco. Marshals and pit crews signalled other drivers to slow down, and the race ended in chaos, with visibility and adhesion both at the minimum.
Nick Heidfeld was a major part of a bizarre incident during Sunday morning warm-up. Enrique Bernoldi crashed heavily at the Senna S. This brought out the red flags and the medical car. Normally, this would have made the area safe.
When I could have seen the car, I had the Ferrari in front, which took a bit of my view. And then just suddenly I had the car in front and I had nowhere to go.
Sebastian Buemi headed down the back straight at the end of first practice. The Swiss applied the brakes as usual at over 190 miles per hour, only to see his front suspension wishbone completely give way, causing both his front wheels to come flying off in unison. Now utterly without control, Buemi was helpless as he headed down the Armco barrier towards the gravel trap, though despite his lack of front wheels, he can still be seen trying to steer the car from the onboard footage, before coming to a stop and walking away unscathed.
What's that doing on the track?
That is not the safety car.
The safety car's deployed now.
Is that some sort of fire marshal's car? It is a fire car.
Yeah, but that's gone out of its own accord. That hasn't been sent out onto the racetrack. Charlie Whiting will be doing his pieces.
There's the safety car.
The safety car at the back of the pack instead of the front. Somebody's obviously decided to put a fire marshal on the track. Wow.
It was far from all right for Arrows and Jordan during the first session, as both teams tried to introduce innovative downforce aids for the tight, twisty street circuit. The FIA moved quickly to ban the devices due to concerns about their structural integrity.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out and the lights are still on, and Frentzen has jumped the start. Hakkinen has jumped the start. Now they were on for a fantastically long time. There is a mandatory period when those lights must go out. In my view, they did not do so. I've never seen this before.
A sensational Ferrari 1-2 at the 1995 Italian Grand Prix came to an abrupt end when this weird incident forced Gerhard Berger into immediate retirement, much to the dismay of the Tifosi. An onboard TV camera mounted to his teammate Jean Alesi's car came loose and smashed into the Austrian's front suspension, destroying any chance he had of taking victory.
Taki Inui there. You can see it's got an entry problem. Oh, goodness gracious me. Now that's absolutely appalling. It's Inui has gone across the front of the emergency cars. It's come up to deal with the fire.
Oh my goodness me, just like Hockenheim a couple of years ago, we've got a lunatic on the track, down the Hanger Straight, 160 miles an hour the cars are doing as they come through there. Safety car out, of course. The drivers, oh my word, thinking about a pass there, David Coulthard on Olivier Panis.
What on earth are you doing? And luckily then the marshals have got to him now, safety car deployed. Look at this message on the computer here. Man on track at turn 6. We've got to work out what this man's unhappy about. But thank goodness he's in one piece.
Distracted by problems for Heinz-Harald Frentzen, Giancarlo Fisichella made his way to the wrong grid spot in Malaysia 2001.
Giancarlo, what's going on? Everything is normal, sorry, I made a mistake.
Interestingly, the Italian made exactly the same mistake 2 years later while racing for Jordan, but this time was able to reverse correctly into position.
Whoever leads after the first corner will be hoping not to encounter the local wildlife, as Montoya did earlier in the day.
One, in this lap please, in this lap. We've seen a deer on the circuit, we believe it's somewhere on the circuit, so just come in cautiously please. Oh dear. Yeah, deer. Like a horse with horns. I know. Oh dear.
With changing track conditions at the 1989 Canadian Grand Prix, Nigel Mansell and Alessandro Nannini both pitted for slicks at the end of the formation lap. Having done so, the duo drove to the end of the pit lane and went out on track to begin the race, thinking it had already begun. It hadn't. As Mansell and Nannini raced into turn 1, the grid was still lining up. And when the race eventually got underway, the breakaway pair found themselves over half a lap ahead of the field. Their advantage was soon taken away though, as both were disqualified.
Okay, there's yellow's turn 8. Drive around that umbrella if you can. Nice one.
There's a nice shadow in turn 11 if anyone wants.
Sorry, could you repeat what was in corner 11?
A nice shadow if you need some shadow.
"21 cars away from the grid, but at the Grand Hotel hairpin, a problem after a collision between Jenson Button and Pedro de la Rosa. De la Rosa and Button trotting back round by the harbour, and Pedro Diniz, Ricardo Zonta and Nick Heidfeld also having to jog back to the pits.
Following tyre failures during practice ahead of the 2005 United States Grand Prix, Michelin were unable to guarantee teams that their tyres would hold up during the race, leading to all 14 of the Michelin runners deciding not to participate in the race and peeling back into the pits at the end of the formation lap.
Who knows what's going to happen in the US Grand Prix? It's the strangest race ever, and it gets underway now. Predictably, Michael Schumacher leads away from Rubens Barrichello. The two Jordans are going to make a bit of a battle with the Minardi. Looks like we might be losing a Jordan already. I saw smoke earlier, I mentioned it. And what is the reaction of the crowd? Well, it's stunned. Stunned silence.
There's a fan on the track.
What is this? Just a man going for a stroll alongside the track. There are somewhere in the region of 89,000 fans here this evening, and one of them has thought, you know what, I'll go for a walk on the track. Well, that is just lunacy. Oh, deck chair for Fernando. He's pulled over to the side of the track. He's got one of the camera guys down there. He's given Fernando all onto some headphones, and now Fernando can actually have a go at the camera himself, and he's found the deck chair to lean back in. Excellent. What's he doing? It's the worst camera operator ever. Stick to the driving, Fernando.